William Shakespeare said true hope is swift and flies with swallows' wings. Kings it makes gods, and meaner creatures kings. Hope is a funny thing. It shines brightest in the darkest moments of our lives. It can be brought on by loss, by pain, by memories. But wherever and whenever it appears, hope looks forwards, not backwards. It looks up, not down. Hope promises a future better than the present. That is what hope does best. Hope breeds hope. Hello. This is 3020 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing people have agreed to come and play with me tonight, and that makes me happy. The amazing people are. Let's start with Karis. Sophia, please tell us about your own self, or
Hi
as much
there.
as you're willing to
I'm
share.
Sophie. I do TTRPG, preferably dark. I do Minecraft streaming, preferably silly. That's me.
There you go. That is quick. Let's move on to because they look unpreparedest. Bison underscore Stonefist.
Yeah, it's me. I'm Bison. I'm here a lot. I also spend far too much time on the Discord. On Mondays, you can find me on our Buffy the Vampire Slayer game, Grave New World. On Tuesdays, I run our Cyberpunk Red campaign, Dead to Rights today.
Yes.
Carnage Heights. I named it after the place I was friggin' grew up in. Crying out loud. Thursdays, I am in Sino, the Dragonborn Paladin in our Fool's Gold 5e campaign, King's Pyrite. That's me.
Most wondrous. Let's go next with the waywardest of knights.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm Chris, aka Wayward Knight, on most things that are Wayward Knighted, because Wayward Knight was taken, which is stupid. I am an artist on the internet. You can find all of my things here. If you like my stuff, you should support me and your small and local artist friends by buying our stuff. Follow me on Instagram for all the latest updates. I also run our Monday night game, Grave New World, which is our Buffy the Vampire Slayer TTRPG, and it's awesome, and you should watch it.
It is the buffiest thing I have ever seen, including the Buffy that I have seen. It is amazing. Thank you for that. And that brings us around to the talented, the amazing, the shy, and probably blushing by now, Thunderscape 7, to use
You are
your
right.
online title.
Yes, I am Robin, or Thunderscape 7 everywhere. Places where I'm not Thunderscape 7, you can't find me. Haha. I do art sometimes, but most of the time I just hang out on the Discord, or I'm here on Saturdays playing Artemis.
Yeah. So, speaking of playing Artemis,
Mhm.
quick stuff. Pixabay for the background image, Hero Forge for the character art, various and many talented people to make this happen in any way, shape, or form every day, all the time. You should really join the Discord because they're amazing people. That's all the nice stuff out of the way. Artemis.
Yeah.
There was a shutting down.
Mhm.
A this ain't happening.
She hadn't slept in 3 days.
Yep.
It's understandable.
Yep. There was I think I put words in your mouth, but there was a moment where you looked around and realized that finally no one was in desperate need of Artemis's attentions, at which point you promptly passed out.
Yes.
That's not a comfortable sleep you're entering. I mean, you said you've been awake for 3 days, and even that makes an uncomfortable sleep, but
Mhm.
everything that's happened all smashing in on top of you as your body's trying to not think, but your brain just won't stop. So there's always like 500 channels on, right? I mean, there's when your brain's telling you off, it's always doing so on too many channels for you to answer. Pick one for me and tell us what that looks like.
The channel itself is a mix of kind of like when you have those dreams about school where you have like all of the schools you've ever been to are the same school and you're just like having all the problems you ever had. It kind of like that, but it's a mix of the fair and the scrap.
Okay.
So in the moment it doesn't feel weird, like it's a place out of time, but it's this bombardment of there's the fireworks going on, there's the hills and crevasses of the scrap, there's just feeling like around every turn there's something new to be either on edge about or concerned with, just another distraction, another thing. And every time there's something that her brain's trying to make her deal with that she doesn't want to, she turns around and goes a different way.
Absolutely. So you mentioned there's kind of that sort of dream thing where every time you turn and specifically you mentioned the scrap and
The fair.
the fair. Thank you. So,
As we've been discussing in chat.
what's the feeling associated with this? What does Artemis keep coming back to?
The feeling is a mix between feeling overwhelmed, like if she stops, she'll collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And also avoidance. She's trying to run away.
Okay. Because it's a dream, you can't.
Mhm.
And every time you spin, there's something there that you don't want to see.
Hmm.
If anybody outside could see your dream, they might be a little bit confused. Because there you are in the scrap, first with Coas and Verite, and you protect them from the attack. Then you're in the fair, you turn your head, you're in the fair. It's a dream. You are the dragon, the giant patchwork dragon curled up around Delilah between the tents,
Hmm.
protecting. Every time you see that, you, for some reason, you turn around and snap away. What's next? What do you see after those two? You said you keep turning away to see something else.
Yeah. She'll turn around and see Carol.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of becoming a bubble for Carol before they knew about, her mom's situation and the dad. She just knew this is someone that needs help.
And from that, you're outside the city during the escape. And that bubble isn't just around her. It's around her and Fatima and Coas and Sid and Delilah and every poor bastard that made it out of that gate. You're like a tunnel for them. Next.
She sees Thomas, who she didn't know was pretending to be her patrons for a while. Couldn't quite reach for whatever reason, but was trying to help where she could.
This one, you kind of hang on for a little longer because it takes a second. But in the case of Thomas, Thomas needs no protection. But you did protect Coas from Thomas. I mean, he's your brother and all, but that kid was walking on him. So even in this instance, it's like saved him. You're back in the scrap again. And this one sucks. Because it's the time you tried to protect. The one time you failed.
Yep.
When you lost Apollo, when you failed to protect him from himself. That one hurts, so you spin away. What's next?
When she spins away from the memory of Apollo, it's we didn't talk about it, but Phil and I both have just called them the parents.
Perfect. Yep.
Are standing there.
Yep. And it's the dream image, right? You're like the I saw this astronomically. The sun is here, and they're like the Earth, and you're this parasol that protects the worst of Apollo's loss, which is that sun, from getting to them. So you even protected them as much as it hurt you. You even protected the parents.
Yeah.
Next.
She turns away
I'm
from
only going to
that
make you
pretty
do one
quickly.
more, so make this a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
She turns away from that one pretty quickly. And when she turns around, she sees herself.
This one's tough. This one's tough. Because it's the real question, Artemis. It's the reason why we're here. Who the hell shields the shield? Who the hell protects the protector? You see all of them behind you like you're literally a shield. And don't forget the boys. You save those two idiots from themselves 10 times a day. You're like the container they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you're that bulletproof, bomb-proof canteen that nobody ever makes you roll for in D&D. No matter where the hell they go, you keep them together and protected and safe. You might not be the tank. That's not how you do this. But you are absolutely instrumental to everything that's going on. How does that feel when you keep turning away and it's that's the one thing you can't turn away from? Wherever you turn, it's there.
Artemis doesn't think anyone needs to protect the shield, because if she can just pretend nothing touches her, she won't need it. And so she's avoiding things, and so when she has to keep avoiding, that's taking more mental energy, basically. I gotta find another distraction.
You got the front of the shield all patched up. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Artemis is fine. And then you walk around the back and see that it's held together with spit, dreams, and hope, and it's running out of spit and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Craft glue and masking tape.
There's
glitter.
It's a thought. Yeah, there's one piece of glitter stuck inside the handle. It's a thought. It's you. And if one thing hits that in the wrong spot, then what? Not about you. I mean, I'm not going to make you think about you, Artemis. We know that's not going to quite happen yet. But what about all the people that count on you?
That just means she can't let anything else touch her. And whether that's realistic or not, she doesn't care. She's like, well.
You see, hear, feel, taste, smell, zort, whatever word you want to use. Both of your brothers go. And shake their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you want to wake up, or you want to do something else first?
She can wake up there. I think that works.
So you come up. What you see is not what the rest of them see, except you don't have any context. You're inside a city, a fairly good-sized town already, but like a couple of them, like Florence, you let 90% of it go to keep the core, right?
Mm-hmm.
This place, because you just woke up and sort of didn't come up on it gradually, a couple of things hit you right away. There's this little sign, dirty little cardboard sign on sticks out front that says 92.9% madness. And behind that, there's a big, beautiful painted sign that says Lemville. And behind that, there's a wall, and there's some guards standing at a gate, and they're all wearing blue and gold uniforms. And you can see over the wall only 2 or 3 big buildings in the middle of town. But they're all blue and gold too. The flags are blue and gold. Everything is the same color. And you see your party. You're laying in the hammock in the back seat now. Underneath you, you can see Sid sort of. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Allegra.
Yeah,
right?
Sid was in the front. Yeah.
Sorry. So Allegra, have you met the two of you?
Yes.
Yes.
It was very rushed, but yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, you wake up and Allegra's sort of sitting underneath you.
Oh, you're with us again.
It's like last time I was conscious, I was not laying down in the hammock. So this is weird.
Yeah, you were driving the last
Yeah,
thing you remember.
you were in the driving seat, and that was a little precarious. Yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I just needed to sleep. And she'll kind of do that awkward thing of trying to get out of the hammock,
Yeah,
Oh, here, let me help you with that.
Bump.
like roll.
yeah.
And oof, land on me. It's like, oh, okay, here, oh, that.
And you got, yeah, from the back seat, Stefano reaches forward and just flicks a little switch and says, down a bit, and sort of covers the two of you with his arm, and then the hammock goes back like a Venetian blind.
Like one of those like canopies
Okay.
on our RV.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
That works.
Sorry, gotta go check on the dogs for a sec.
All good. No problem. We will leave you out of the next short conversation. But Sid, you hear Artemis is back, but you had the brief. Did you guys get to the guards? No, not quite, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
You were just outside the city.
But okay, Sid, I'm going to give you because you're just looking. You weren't driving either, right? It was.
I was shotgun.
Delilah was driving. Perfect. So yeah, Sid, you're the one that's got this eyes forward. Everything's blue and gold, as you sort of noticed before, but it's unbelievably tidy. Like there's no garbage on the little section of road, but there's a line that's like this far outside the nice sign that says Lemville.
Mm.
And from that point on, there's no garbage on the road. There's no, animal waste or anything else. The gates are freshly painted. The guards are just, just really well put together. Everything is just super tidy and clean.
Sid's comment is like, well, I suppose if you've got nothing better to do with your time, maybe this town uses constructs too. That's scary clean.
Delilah, you just got back in. Yeah, the place is all in blue and gold, and it's
Oh, I heard you.
and it's tremendously tidy. So yes, yeah, that's right. You had to, yes. So with that, the four of you, before you get to the guard, is there anything you'd like to do? By guard, I mean the guard of the gate, which is 4 people.
Sid doesn't exactly like move when he leans over. He just sort of like moves his neck. He's like, glad to see you're awake.
Yeah. Why? Where are we?
Lemville?
Lemville, apparently.
It's not on the map.
Is
Okay.
it not even a town that it used to be?
There is, yeah. I don't have a
Yeah.
name because I don't have a fine enough scale map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the map would have
That's-
the larger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but he
It's-
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Well, the name that's on the map, if I'm correct, and he kind of looks for landmarks and looks back down at the map. This isn't the name of the place. But
Well, considering it's in English, I don't imagine it was the name of the place.
that's true.
The madness rate doesn't seem promising.
I feel like we've faced
Okay.
more than
The
that.
categories. It's the affair. There's parties at least 113%. You're well over the top low. Anyway, yeah. Do you keep approaching, Delilah? You're driving.
Yeah, I'll keep approaching.
But,
at a, polite speed.
Yeah. But Allegra, we haven't given you a chance to interact yet.
Um, I
Allegra will
basically let
speak
people know
when
that
she
she's
feels like
awake. It's like,
speaking.
Yeah. So you're basically just taking
she's
care
sort
of
of taking it, taking it. We got Artemis settled, and
yeah.
it's kind of a
Yeah. Out on
okay. What are we gonna face here? I don't have good experiences with guards, but I'm in the back seat, so maybe I'm safe.
fair enough. And behind you, Stefano and Verite are like, okay, behave. And he said, no, you behave. No, you behave. So we'll be fine.
What could go wrong?
Delilah, you start driving closer. As you get to that line in the road, that's when the guard, up until then, the guards completely ignore you. They're standing there perfectly still, like royal guards. The second the front of the Dragorcamobile, that doesn't sound nice at all. That's no, yeah.
That sounds like it needs a red paint job, if
It
you
sounds,
ask me.
yeah. Anyway, the
It's a
magnificent,
Dragork.
the magnificent vehicle crosses that line. All four of them snap to, and it's one of those like Rimmer in Red Dwarf kind of salutes, except in perfect synchronization.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
It's
Does that
formal.
mean we
Actually-
should stop,
Actually,
or
no.
does that mean we go through?
Sid checks for pipes. He's
Pipes? Oh.
not entirely unconvinced they're not constructs.
I gotcha.
Ah.
Okay. Yep. Give me a roll. Where's my sheet? There it is. Let's make you do stuff.
Okay.
Roll.
I can give myself
Perception.
Yeah.
So clubs.
I can give myself one success.
One success. And what exactly were you trying to figure out?
If they're constructs, or if I can kind of just determine if they're mechanical in nature at all.
They are, steam. They are neither constructs nor steam powered. They are human. You can see them breathing.
Okay.
And the one of them snaps the salute down and says, "You'll have to stop here until we read you the rules."
Do we stop?
That doesn't sound too bad. They're actually going to tell us the rules.
That's a first.
We haven't heard the rules yet.
Delilah, you're driving. Do you stop?
I'm so sorry. What did they say?
You'll have to stop here while we read you the rules.
She'll stop.
And as soon as you do, he continues, still staring straight ahead, not making eye contact with you, just absolutely formulaically. You mustn't stay more than 14 days. You mustn't do anything that we ask you not to do. And all the normal things like no killing.
Seems reasonable enough.
And then there's the big plastic fake, like, summer
Welcome
poster.
to
Hi, welcome to the
Duloc.
Okanagan.
It's a
Yeah.
perfect place.
Yeah. Yep. Again,
It's a
yet another.
perfect
Yep.
town.
Yet another guard telling you that welcome to paradise.
Yeah.
But don't stay longer than 14 days.
Yeah.
Shine your shoes, wipe your face. As a kid, that joke flew over my head.
And with that, one of the other ones says, "Rules read." The third one says, "Agreed." The fourth one says, "I'm getting the door." And just opens
And
the door.
Artemis will kind of lean forward. Are we sure we should stop here?
We
We-
gotta go through it at least.
Don't have much for supplies.
I did
are
already read you
staying-
the rules.
I think we're supposed to move along.
Yeah, Delilah's got like kind of creeping through.
Mhm.
You go into the town itself, and like I said, you can see in the center of town. This one really is like a bullseye, because right in the center of town, there's 3 fairly large buildings. You can't quite tell what they are from here, but there's 3 fairly large, what used to be public buildings. Then there's a gap of where there used to be other large, like the rest of downtown, but it's flat. And then outside of that, there's a ring just inside the wall, and it looks like it's all sort of, I mean, it's not hovels, but it ain't lovely. It's very average sort of, almost like brownstone housing, except not like that. But you know what I mean? Really repetitive, very simple little boxes for people to live in.
Little boxes
Yeah.
on the hillside.
Yep. But looking towards the center of town, all of out here, it's still spectacularly clean and tidy out here. But there's no color. It's just gray, like just unpainted, clean. Right. But as you get closer to the center, that blue on gold, as soon as you get to that center 3 building, is just becomes almost comically dominant.
Maybe they run out of paint.
It has a lot of the
Maybe they
blue and
have-
gold paint.
Everybody in this town walking around is wearing some version of blue and gold uniform. They're all different, but they're all
I
blue and
don't
gold
like this at
uniforms.
all.
Oh, I do not like this.
Out here by the door, they all look tired. But as you sort of creep closer and closer to the middle, you see them starting to go the same way you are, and you can see them kind of winding their way up as they head into town, into the center of town.
Yes, the pre-work.
They're going to
Pep
work, is what it
talk.
looks like. Yeah, that's
Customer
exactly
service
what it is.
persona.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're going to work. The other ones are coming home.
Hmm.
So what supplies are strictly necessary? I think Artemis is right that we don't want to stay here.
Medical, mostly, Sid says with a grunt.
Oh, right.
Yes, I'm going to need to stock up on supplies.
What kind of supplies do you need?
Medical, mostly, as Sid said.
We'll need some food.
What-
We will need food, right? Probably
So
a top
what-
up on clothes. We've
what
been
do
in the same
medical
stuff
supplies
for-
look like when they're on the shelf?
bandages, ointments,
Okay.
scissors.
You've got your case with you with one dose
I
left,
do.
right? Or did you use both?
Yes. No, I
think
do
you
have
got one
one.
left,
I
so-
do have one left.
So you could actually show.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, I will.
You're driving.
I know.
the
I
road.
was.
Well,
I was gonna say I was gonna pull over.
Yeah.
I will pull over.
Yeah.
And show Allegra basically what's in the kit.
Okay, so those are the kinds of things we're looking for. Okay.
Before you start to move again, you see one of the people has started to polish the car.
Does
We
is
all-
it,
we
is it
all
mostly
know.
cloth?
we're all
Is
just
there
sort of
enough
like
metal?
staring at her.
Artemis slowly reaches down where she had put her gun for
Yeah.
the last time, and like is like not showing it, but like just in case she doesn't trust this.
Delilah's
The
gonna-
dragon part has some blue and gold in it, right? Right? We did we fit it a little bit?
Oh yeah,
maybe?
yeah. There's
We have all
definitely
the
blue.
colors.
There's
Well,
every
actually,
color on that sucker.
There's blue
Yeah,
from the
no,
patchwork
Delilah's
dragon
just
and the
gonna-
gold and silver of the
The
original
gold
car.
is on the car.
So,
Yeah.
We'll try to weave around this person.
Just start to
I'm
slowly creep
resisting
Just
the
forward.
drive
urge to
away.
stick. I'm resisting the urge
Yeah.
to stick my head out, going, "You missed the spot."
Delilah, as you start to drive, they just step back out of the way, making sure that they don't get run over, and then turn and head for home.
Interesting.
Start to move some more towards town.
There's like a
Yeah.
dinner plate sized part that's like
Yeah.
sit yourself in.
Delilah's gonna kind of
Oh wow! Dang!
scan
Hi.
the streets for like a drugstore or a general store.
Here's the weird bit, and the perfect intro for me to introduce the weird bit. None of that's here. There's no retail. There's 3 big buildings as you approach downtown. There's a humongous, hyper fancy blue and gold hotel. Off to one side, there is a slightly smaller but still very, very fancy, sort of Roman inspired, because we are in Italy, spa, also done in blue and gold. And on the other side, also surprisingly in blue and gold, you can smell it, an amazing restaurant. Everything else, as you look around, everything else is being done in the little houses around the edges. And it looks like it's like they're cooking their own food. There's no store that says gauze here, special 3-for-1 deal. Only slightly soiled.
Ugh, not in this town.
There had to be a reason why it was 3-for-1, and I'm sorry. But
Because it's a cheap material.
Child size.
Child size.
yeah.
How far do we think it is to Ravenna?
As creepy as this place is, we are very much in need of a stock up. So
Okay. I suppose
Gritty
we asked.
Grim Barrett. Yeah.
Yep. As you get to that, even closer to that inner ring, you start to see other transport. It's all blue and gold. It's all being pulled by people. It's like palanquins either being carried by people or little carts being pulled by people, all dressed like they're all in the same colors, but each one's kind of got its own livery, like each little group.
It's in style.
And they are doing a nearly universal triangle. They just pick people up at the hotel and take them to the spa, and then take them to the restaurant, and take them to the hotel, and take them to the hotel.
So we get out and start asking people.
That's my theory.
Maybe if we just stop, someone will try to polish the bloody thing again. We can ask them.
Well, it stops.
There's 2 responses. Some people look at you and kind of raise an eyebrow, and probably because you're not wearing blue and gold.
I was going to say with reason.
Yeah, not the least of your
Wow.
issues is you're not in blue and gold, but yes, all the other things too. But the
I'm sure there's
majority
blue
of
and
them,
gold paint on Artemis somewhere.
somewhere,
Some
but
of
the-
Sid's bruises are blue.
but
I'm sure some of
And
them are
yellowing.
yellowing.
Hey, there's enough yellow in there. He's got it covered.
they actually there's a group close to you that sort of put their empty cart down and come over and start pushing, even though your car, as soon as it stops, they're pushing it, trying to make it move. They're trying to push it towards the hotel, which is weird because
no
the
need
rest
to
of them
do
are going
that.
da-da-da-da, and you're going straight across to the hotel.
No need to do that.
They
can
stop
you
immediately
tell
and
us-
stand in a nice rectangle around you.
Can you tell us where we can find supplies?
Everything you could ever imagine. And he embraces with his arms spread the 3 buildings in front of you.
I highly doubt that.
What is it that you require? And he does the 2-handed sort of bow thing, like he's bowing to both of you at once because you both spoke to him.
Well,
And he stays
medical
bowed.
supplies, for one.
Are you injured? We have the most excellent doctors on duty today.
We do have injured party members, yes.
Ah, let us begin at the spa then, shall we?
Sid tries very hard to not make himself known at this point. Just super creeped out by these extremely friendly people. He's not used to it. Doesn't like it.
Delilah's just gonna like avoid everybody, but like weave over to the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Considering we're the 2 people in front of the car,
They,
in the front.
the group that the guy that spoke to you and the group that they're part of, do a tight escort, and you see them every once in a while like fighting off the urge to reach over and physically push the mobile because it works by itself, right? But yeah, it's like a presidential escort, except it's supposed to be subservient instead of protective, you can tell.
move a little bit too fast to walk, but not fast enough for a run.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
and you make them do the shuffle all the way across the square.
Yeah.
The triangle. I guess it wouldn't be a square, would it?
Do you
Yeah.
follow the roundabout, or
I
do you
watched-
just
it goes
degen
straight-
all across?
No, just
they
going
were trying.
straight.
That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to push you straight to the spa, right,
Well,
right across the
And there's no traffic in the middle because
That's
it's all
right.
going around the side.
exactly.
that
So
they're trying
you
to-
get your escort over towards the spa. As you get there, a space just opens up in the queue, and you vroom in, I presume. And when you get to the steps, there's a valet waiting to take the vehicle, although he has no idea what he's going to do with it. The rest of them are standing there ready to push it. It's like, okay, if they get out, we don't know how it works, but we'll push. And there is a surprisingly similar person, not the same person. I mean, clearly a different person, but another. You're starting to recognize the levels of uniform, and this is sort of one level up, standing at the top of the stairs. Ah, welcome to the spa. And this time they try and do all 6 of you with 2 hands. Like they it's too much, right? They almost get flustered by it. Healings and other services as required. Who's first?
Sid looks to Stefano. If I don't make it out, you burn this place to the ground. And he hands Verite his hammer,
Yeah.
Stefano the forge hammer,
Okay.
and is like,
The boys sitting in the back seat with nuclear-powered weapons, basically. Never mind.
pretty much.
Yeah. And then you get out. Yeah.
I am this man's doctor. I have been aiding him. We do require actual supplies to heal him.
But just go in here and we'll heal you.
Delilah looks to Sid like, can I come in with you? Like, to make sure that's not sus.
I would prefer if my attending physician was also available on hand.
Oh, but I meant no challenge. Of course. You can all go in and watch him get healed if you'd like.
That's all right.
Very good then.
And Sid looks to Delilah. I expected more resistance than that.
Yeah,
I
this is
don't
really
like it.
uncomfortable.
It's just like,
To mention of that word, I'll give you this one for free too. They are every bit as uncomfortable as you are. You guys are. There's a script that everybody that you've met is trying to follow, and you're just not getting it from their point of view. I just want to make that clear. Like you're not the only ones that are.
We're all uncomfortable.
Oh,
with
We're all
they're
kind
all-
of
tension.
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, Delilah will escort Sid to the room that was gestured to.
Mm-hmm. Well, they just gestured to
Go
the
with
door.
him.
As you get close to the
To the
door,
door.
you see 2 more attendants pull the doors open. You step in. Another attendant is standing there. You hear one of the ones that opened the door says medical, and they go ah, and they direct. Their only job is to point you at the medical door. And as soon as you point at it, that door opens from the inside. An attendant steps out and holds it for you.
I think Charis was going to say something.
Yep, that was one.
Keep continuing.
Yeah.
You just
I am correctly representing Allegra's
yeah.
thinking processes here. So
But
go
I
ahead.
want to because
in
I
that
do want to
boat
ask though,
was-
Allegra, what are you doing? Because we know Sid and Delilah are out of the vehicle. Artemis and Allegra and the boys. The boys will stay with the car. I think.
Artemis will get out of the car, but she is not going inside that building.
Okay. With Artemis, so you're outside. Okay. And
So Allegra has opened the door
mm-hmm.
and has pulled out her crutches, and anyone paying attention can hear her faintly humming
Mm-hmm.
as she's sort of thinking through, and she starts pulling out, her charisma skills here as she's, and trying to fit herself into the script.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she's better at this than I am. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so Shayla will be starting to get out, and what are they going to start moving? I mean, how does someone move toward her, or as she
The
pulls the crutches out and is starting to work her way out?
As you open the door and pull the crutches out, the first reaction, you're used to shock, I presume, when people first realize. Um, this isn't shock, it's confusion. But then you see them in that instant shake their head. If you want more, you can make an empathy play for me, but I'll give you confusion for free if you want to
Artemis
find
does
out
have her
why.
rifle with her too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm getting out, and what's the most recent thing that was said by one of them?
I guess if you got out a little later than these other two, you would have heard the person at the top of the stairs directing them inside, and then you see Sid and Delilah stepping towards the door at the top of the stairs.
Okay, and with the flourishes, and they're all behaving with the flourishes.
Oh yes, very much
So
so.
Allegra is going to get gracious.
Mm-hmm.
As she starts leveraging herself, so she starts leveraging herself out, and graciously, yes, thank you, and as she's moving on, and like, I'm sorry I missed the direction. Please repeat it.
The directions are they ignore your apology. They just give you the directions again as though they hadn't given them to you before.
Mm-hmm.
But would you like to make an empathy play for me, please, to see if you can read these people? If you would like more information on what I've already given you.
I think I need to. Yes, and empathy is which suit?
That is
Hearts.
hearts. That is your flesh.
Okay.
Trait.
So I'm trained. That gives me 2 cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 successes.
Excellent.
One of the very few things I can do this not gear. Discard pile. Okay.
Yes. First, the first success is always just a success. You read them.
Yep.
Your graciousness is making them uncomfortable.
Okay. So I'll switch to arrogance.
Okay. They're much better with that. Like it's immediate. Just this we know. And you've got 2 more successes. What would you like to do with those? There's
So I'm reading the patterns here and the flow because they have a script and I'm trying to fit into the script. I don't know the
Yes.
words of the script,
Mhm.
but I can try and figure out the motions of the script within my limited ability.
Yeah.
Hum a few bars.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know the script, but hum a few bars.
Yes, exactly, and I shall join the dance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to start moving as they think I should move. I am going for arrogance and haughtiness.
Mm-hmm.
And like these people are absolute worms. I shouldn't even take notice of them.
Yep. And in return,
And it's like,
yep.
what? You expect me to go up these stairs myself? Can't you see that's difficult? For heaven's sakes, people.
And immediately 2 of them hook their arms together and another one sort of forms the back of it. And yes, they form a human throne. It's the only word. And just carry you up the stairs. And then they kind of stop at the top, like they're not sure whether they're supposed to help you stand up or whether they're waiting for you to go or whether you want to be carried inside.
I am not totally incapable. I can manage some things myself, thank you.
And as you take you step forward under your own power, and the 3 of them all step back. And they cycle to the back, and the next 2 come forward and sort of take their place near you. But they appear to be staying outside.
Okay.
In fact, I'll give you another success. They appear to have attached themselves to the vehicle.
Yeah. So I'm going to look towards Delilah and Sid.
Mm-hmm. You look inside and you see the 2 of them.
Okay, so they're already in. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them in with, head up, shoulders back, awkward walking with the crutches, but
So inside and towards the med center. Perfect.
But they're not going to take any notice. They are not going to take any official notice of my crutches. Of course, they wouldn't.
Yep.
And if they do,
Oh yes, they're no they when you move, they move with you. There is no comment about any slowness or stiffness to any movement. If you stop, they
I should
stop.
think not.
That's just they're like they're attached to you by invisible sticks. They're very very good at this.
Okay. So what? So switch over to Delilah and Sid, because what's
Yep.
their circumstance inside?
I quickly will want to stay outside with Robin and the boys. Um, as as Allegra steps inside, there's kind of like almost as close as you've seen to a kerfuffle amongst the blue and gold, and you see a small group of 3 or 4 of them kind of jogging towards you. Worriedly.
She's trying to keep distance between her and these workers. Not she's trying to gauge what's going on, and she has an idea, but also she doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Before the car is moved, she will look to Stefano directly.
Mm-hmm.
No electricity.
And it's just like, yep, no problem.
And then she'll see the other 3 coming towards her, and she will kind of like take a slight, like half a step back, like,
Mm-hmm.
what?
They, Artemis, you really are the source of their confusion. Like they get close to you and then kind of almost like bounce off a bubble. It's like the moth. They want to get close, but they can't get too close to the light. One of them then turns to the boys, and somehow there's this click, and they run forward to the car and reach up with both hands, holding out a blue and gold uniform. And they look at Stefano and say, "Put this on, you fool! You'll lose your days!" And shove it in the back of the car and then run away. There's another one coming, heading right towards you. There's 2 more coming, and you can see now they're holding uniforms.
Can I help you?
And they're stuck. Like you can see they want to ask a question, but they don't know if they can. They don't know whether
Just-
you're staff or
Just say what's on your mind, please.
if you're if it's not your day, you have to wear the uniform. You know.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. We just
Oh.
got here.
Oh shit, you're new. Yeah, everybody that is helping has to wear the blue and gold. Otherwise,
Or
people wouldn't know we don't know how to treat you if you're not us and you're not them.
I'm me, and you're you. That doesn't. You do not have to treat me any differently because of what I'm wearing.
Alternately, what are your thoughts on blue and gold?
Kindly, no.
Wear it like a cape.
Okay. And the other one runs up and throws another one in the back with Verite. So now Stefano and Verite are sitting there with blue and gold uniforms in their laps.
Okay. I'm going to go for a walk. And she will turn and walk away from the 3 buildings.
Okay. There's a moment as you refuse to take the uniform, there's that click the other way, and you can see because they say, "As you wish." And they've decided they don't know where to put you, but they've decided they're putting you there because you're not wearing blue and gold, so you must be them.
Yep. And she got that there was this role thing and she doesn't like it, but she's like,
Yeah.
whatever, I'm not going to engage. So she's going to go kind of towards the outer ring of the city.
Okay. You taking the car and the boys with you? You just gonna go for a cruise, or you gonna go for a walk?
No, she's going to go for a walk.
Okay. Perfect. And the boys will stay with the car then, protecting it. And while you're gone, they pop all the gold braid and buttons off of the uniforms and start attaching them to the car.
Amazing.
Oh, this car's a
Gonna
wonderful.
have a blinged out car.
We're gonna cut that before we
Bedazzle
send
It'll
it.
that
have
shit.
tassels dangling
Oh,
off
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Bedazzle that shit.
Wait till they put the hydraulics in. Anyway,
LED lights.
yeah.
Mm.
So, with that, we're going to leave because there is a gap between the sort of the three buildings and the living zone for the blue and gold. We're going to leave you crossing that weird no person's gap as we cut back inside. Delilah and Sid, and from a slight distance, Allegra. Delilah and Sid first. The and the door is open, and you can smell, especially Delilah, you can smell hospital, like the disinfectants and the ointments and unguents and just the clanging of metal objects and autoclave steam and all the good stuff.
Mhm.
Sid, steam, power,
Yeah.
real oomph, like building power.
Yeah.
A boiler
Sid's-
functioning in the basement kind of thing.
Sid's gonna look at Delilah and it's like, this is starting to feel like Florence, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
We'll just make sure that they're not using bodies and get the shit we need and get out.
Right. Make sure you count the ribs before you sew me up, right?
Yes, always.
And the in here it's really weird because in here it's blue and gold scrubs. So like the gold epaulets are just sort of dyed on, right? They're
like patches.
You can't be having frilly shit when you're doing surgery, right? So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
they're like patches, but it's still the blue and
Painted
gold.
on epaulets.
Yeah, basically yes, and like the name tag, but it's
That
also
fabric paint,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fabric
all
foam.
exactly. It's all safe, some form of that, various forms, but it's all blue and gold. Two of them all but run up to one to Sid and one to Delilah. Big honking scissors in their hands. Will we be replacing your clothes with exact opposites then?
No, I just need a clean space so I can take care of my patient.
He's the doctor. I'm the patient.
It's your day. Exact replicas?
See, Chris is figuring it out, but Delilah hasn't heard this part yet.
Exact replicas done well before your treatment, as quick as we are. Which is kind of freaky with a pair of scissors in your hand.
Sid takes a
In a
step back from the
surgery, yeah.
flourish.
Yeah.
Why would we need replicas?
Well, we're cutting
what,
those. We're
in-
cutting those off of you. They're filthy. With your permission, of course. They just flustered that they spoke as a statement and not as a question.
Why can't we pick our own clothes?
Oh, you could. You hadn't, and of course, if you choose to, you could. But why would you? We'll do it for you gladly.
Allegra will come up. Are
Yes.
you questioning them?
Not at all. I am simply trying to figure out exactly what it is that the three of you wish.
You were told what we require. Now
Was
go
I?
get it.
I'm not sure I was. They start
Supplies,
back.
bandages,
They start
ointments,
backing away.
space,
Medical supplies
space,
to heal my
equipment,
patient,
sensors.
And they turn.
who's
and-
also my friend.
They turn.
And
and-
if you don't get me what I need, I will get angry.
They turn and point down the hall and go. "Ah, ah!"
Sid is both bemused and confused.
I think we
Delilah
want to
just
go
is
that way.
helping Sid follow where he's pointing. And how long does it take to find like a serviceable room?
Oh, first room. Like this is the cleanest hospital you've ever been in. Like it's spotless. There are people cleaning every room, even the clean ones. First door on your left is a wonderfully equipped surgery. It's got gear. The autoclave is buzzing in the background. There's clean instruments laid out. There's a whole team of techs standing in a corner, blue and gold, little blue and gold masks.
One little unpaid intern.
All right. I'm gonna shoo them away. To be honest, I just go get.
Bowing and backing, like trying to get away from the queen.
Yeah.
Don't knock that
And,
over. Shit.
Yeah.
And Delilah is going to close the door behind them, and just
With Allegra inside or outside in the hallway?
yes, with Allegra inside. To Allegra.
Allegra,
yeah.
inside or outside? I gotta ask both
Inside,
groups, so yeah.
Yeah, inside. However, I'm going to can you before you move that chair over here.
And they're holding like, and as you go to sit down, they do the actual slide in the chair properly, like you're supposed to.
Adequate.
Mhm.
And so I'm right there at the door.
Yep.
And I will
They
guard the door.
back their way out, and you see them because you're guarding the door. You see as it closes, there's it's kind of like the entrance to a shopping center. There's like the 5 meters where you're not allowed to smoke, so there's sort of that semicircle of people. They're not smoking, but you told them to bugger off or leave, so they've left. But that's as far as they're willing to go away from their job.
Delilah is like, she's just like, okay, focus. And she's like, okay, Allegra's sitting there. She turns to Sid and says, just have a seat on the table, whatever it's called. It like what the doctor
Yep, it's
lounge
table.
chair seat
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Table,
yeah,
table. Okay,
sure.
Chris knows some
Yeah.
things, not a lot, about medical stuff. Anyway, good thing I'm playing a doctor.
This is what the dice
and-
are for.
Yeah,
If-
Delilah will start. First of all, she'll open up her med kit and prop it like on another table lit up against the wall, and then she'll start going through
Filling it.
various cabinets.
yeah.
She'll fill it in a minute. She's
Yeah.
gonna go through the different cabinets, grabbing all of the things she knows she's gonna need to patch up Sid, and basically, what I imagine is that she is gonna have to like re-break some stuff.
Been a few days.
At least
yeah.
Mhm.
at least a little bit.
But before you get to the re-breaking of the ribs now, though, there is an ironic moment when you realize that the least painful way to get Sid's shirt off is going to be to cut it.
Oh yeah, I know. Delilah knows that. She just doesn't want strange people doing it.
Fair. Yeah.
Especially because Sid really doesn't seem too, hyped about it either. So sorry, I did make sure that wasn't an animal.
Or at least one you knew.
It's a squishmallow.
Uh,
Spelled that way?
As long as it's one you know.
Yeah, it is. So Delilah grabs her medical scissors from her kit, and it doesn't even have to be from her kit, but she'll grab the scissors, and she'll say, Sid, I hope you're not attached to that shirt.
He looks down at it. It's covered in mud, moat water, blood. It's supposed to be white, but it's probably brown, let's be honest.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah.
definitely brown.
Yeah.
And
It's
crunchy.
just-
I mean, just from the blood in the mud, it's crunchy. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Sid just sort of shrugs.
No amount of axe is going to save this.
Okay. So Delilah's gonna just snip the shirt off, and then like kind of take it off of Sid like a vest, I guess.
Oh yeah.
He has-
It looks
He
like
has
a
one giant contusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like a tubular map of a strange planet. All the bruises, and it looks like a topographic
Oh.
map because there's black and then yellow and purple and yeah.
she's
And,
gonna
and
kind
one
of.
one whole side kind of sticks out further than it should.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's gonna look, kind of assess the damage. Be like, I'm sorry, I have to touch. It's gonna hurt. I'm
Just-
really sorry.
Give me something to bite down on.
She grabs like a little roll of gauze and like holds it out for you to bite.
There's morphine and all kinds of good drugs in here if you choose.
Yeah,
You'd know them.
she's gonna find a local anesthetic first.
Yep.
And then when she has to actually like do anything invasive, she's gonna give him like the higher tier stuff.
Yep.
But
You bet.
basically, in order to do this, she has to feel where the ribs are broken,
Yep.
and then that's where she does the local anesthetic, and then she has him lay down and basically says, "This is probably going to suck,
Okay.
but it's going to make you better. Just grin and bear it, my friend." And she gives him a shot of morphine,
Yeah.
and
Through the gauze, you hear, "Yes, ma'am."
and she just starts like, she doesn't make any cuts if she doesn't have to.
Yep.
But some of the breaks are deep.
Oh yeah.
But she spends, I think, a good hour at least
Oh yeah.
setting and resetting ribs and
So give me that roll. Give me that
yeah.
medicine, advanced medicine. So you get 2 dice. Plus you've got your med kit. That gives you a bonus of some sort, doesn't it?
Yes, that gives me an extra success.
Okay, so that's one. So
So-
one success automatically.
Oh, did I do my math wrong? Oh, I might have done my math wrong.
Doesn't matter. Too late now.
Yeah.
You need 3 successes to get rid of the first trauma or the third
Mhm.
trauma.
Yeah, I did my math wrong. Really.
You have 5
Oh,
minutes.
it's been we have
Yeah.
had 5 minutes.
Absolutely. You can also remember you can always push the limit, which is discard a card from your hand and draw the top card of the deck and add it to the play. So if you know you're close, you can always do that.
God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna do that too. Okay. I can do this now.
Switched.
Can I do this now? 1,
You got 1 automatically, so you only need 2.
2. Yeah. No. Shit. Yes. No. Yes.
What have you got? What have you got? Maybe we can help.
I've got 8 and a spade, which is 2 successes, plus my extra success, which is 3 successes.
Yes, exactly. Precisely. You've done so. Yes.
Does push the limit make me like take a
And-
trauma or anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
It's when you're out of cards and you have to push the limit that it's
Then you
a
get
trauma.
exhaustion. Yeah.
Then you take it.
Yeah.
Okay, then you get exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and that's
these
what
are-
happened to Sid. Again.
Again and
Again.
again.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can take that
That's all you need. An extra
third level
success.
trauma.
Yeah, I was going to say an extra
off.
1 doesn't help at this point, right? Because you only need 3 to heal the 3 level. The
No,
level 3 trauma.
the extra one gave me the 3.
Yeah,
But
because she
I'm-
needs
yeah.
1
Yeah.
and then 3 more. So
Yeah.
she needs.
Yeah, I was just saying you don't. There was no
Wait,
point in
what?
doing. There was no point in pushing the limit to try and
3
gain a
successes
4th
gives
success.
me. Yeah.
No, 3 successes takes away his third level trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to push the limit to get myself
To get to 3.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
the
I
right
got you.
card.
Okay, I
I
thought you
see,
were
see.
considering pushing a limit to get to 4. So
No,
then-
I had already pushed the limit.
Gotcha. All right, cool. We straightened that out then. So with that, I mean, Sid,
When I come to,
you know what a Jenga feels like in reverse, like a game of Jenga in reverse, as they put the pieces back in, and you're like you're taller every time she fixes a rib. Yeah, unpleasant though, so to say the least.
Yeah, like I said, when I come to.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you're in that haze of pain. Allegra, you watch this. What do you've got time? It was an hour, so what would you like to be doing?
Well, so I am humming as usual.
Hmm.
Largely, okay. Value of the cards played gains a +1 modifier, and trying to understand what I can do.
You have the tuning would be helpful for anybody with Steam. Is it?
We've
Steam
already
for
done what
Clash of
we've
Steam?
already done what we can. Yeah, we've already
Okay,
done what we can with that. We're working some steel now.
right. Yeah, that's
So
kind of
I
your
am working on trying to enhance to enhance her skills.
fair. Yep.
Okay, guys. Allows me to play an additional card, which wouldn't help actually. Okay, so it's not going to have the woo-woo factor to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hum and I'm going to guard the door.
Just a
Okay.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yep.
You because you said guarding the door, every once in a while you look out the window. That semicircle hasn't changed, but at one point you see a higher level, fancier uniform, more fake stuff. You're still in the hospital, so it's all still on the scrubs, but it's like fancier. Comes up, has a serious discussion. There's a much nodding of heads and agreement, and then they turn around and walk away. And the people in the semicircle don't move, but they look more relaxed.
Okay.
They've been given approval to be doing what they're
Okay.
doing. Yeah. They're not going to
Because
get
I've
in
got
trouble.
my crutches ready to stand up and get angry at people if
Yeah.
necessary, but it sounds like it's not necessary. Okay.
No. Artemis, heading out into the working folks zone. As you head out that way, everyone you see gives you the thing. Everybody gives you the thing. And they all give you the look like they're just waiting for you to say something.
She says nothing to that.
Um,
She tries her best to like acknowledge their existence, but
Oh.
not.
Okay.
She doesn't want to engage.
Okay. Give me that empathy roll. So that's hearts. Empathy play to see if you can figure out why how they're responding to you and why.
Yeah, I'm gonna play one card only because
Okay.
the other ones won't matter. But this is an 8 of hearts.
Okay. Oh, so 2 successes.
Yeah.
Yes. The more you acknowledge them, the more uncomfortable they get. That's your first success.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is you catch one or two of them after they've given you the look and you've gone by. Just a little tiny bit of stink eye.
She's fine with that. She's not. She gets that there's something weird going on, so she's not taking it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Is more the thing, but she also does not want to be a part of it.
Yep.
So yeah, she's moving out to the outer ring of where the houses were.
Yep.
And she is going to look, because you said they all look the same. She's going to look for any slight sign of rebellion or difference if she can find one.
Okay.
Like something that is like a tiny sign of something different.
Perception then. Clubs.
Clubs. 1 clubs and an 8 altogether.
So 2 successes again. Yeah. You almost walk past it because it almost looks like a flower in a pot, which is weird enough to make you look again. But it's actually a little piece of cloth about this big hanging in the corner of a window. And it's orange.
She will go up to that house.
It's a basement apartment. Like there's
Okay,
stairs
yeah,
going
she
down.
will-
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll go and kind of like knock slightly on the door.
You hear footsteps inside, and then you hear, and you look, and that little piece of orange cloth is gone out of the window, and the
Mhm.
door opens, and they're pulling on a blue and gold. Yes,
You don't have to do that, please.
I do though. If I want my days.
Right. Do you
What-
mind if I come in?
As you wish. And they're like, yeah, you're getting it in here. Like nobody can see you, right?
Yeah.
And
so
you
she'll-
walk
yeah.
in, and they stand up and close the door and turn to you and pull out that little orange. It's actually a hanky folded up in quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually dabs her brow with it and sticks it in the pocket of her uniform. Oh, no, not in the uniform. And puts it on the table. You're not from here.
No, I'm really not. My friend, we needed medical supplies. They're at the spa, I
Yeah.
think they said.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like, are you safe?
Oh, absolutely. It's only 3 days.
Only 3 days?
Till it's my day.
Your day. Everyone keeps saying that your day to not wear the uniform.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get to go to the hotel and the spa and the restaurant, and everybody carries you around. It's wonderful.
I see.
26 days a year.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad it works out well for you. I was just trying to get a feel on this town. We've had some questionable run-ins with things.
Well, it doesn't work out for me at all. I hate it. But I've only been here a couple of months, and I haven't yet figured out how to steal when it's my day.
Why do you stay in this town if you hate it?
Because I can't afford to leave. I can't. There's no
What
way
do
to
you-
get food. There's no way to get stuff. You can't just.
Because they didn't. Yeah, I get it. Got it.
And it's
So you-
really hard to steal when you're being waited on hand and foot all day.
Yeah, I can see that. Is there, not to put you in trouble or danger, but is there any way to help you?
Do you know how to start revolutions? There's no
Kind
library.
of. I know that I know. Yes.
Would you like a drink?
God, yes.
And over to the kitchen, and drinks and glasses at the table, and yeah. They start picking your brains on how to start a revolution.
And like she doesn't know everything there is to know, but she's
Yeah.
read enough and she,
Oh yeah, yeah. You're certainly more knowledgeable than they are.
and like she wasn't part of the, Citadel. She was an artist who worked as a technosopher. She was like on the fringes of the well-to-do
Yeah.
circles. So she's like, yeah, small rebellions, shit like that. Like she will not only help give ideas, but she will offer to do things.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
This
So
place lost Artemis's chill in the
wow.
Wow, I thought the carnival was bad.
I warned Kevin that we are hitting the on fumes Artemis, which
Yeah.
means she is hitting what I like to term with my characters gremlin mode.
Yes. Yeah.
Chaotic neutral.
Yes.
Mhm.
211.
So you sit with this person and plot.
And she would have gotten
rebellion.
this person's name if she could.
Tenetia.
Netia.
Tanetia. I have decided. And then I put a box around it, and that made it real. Tenetia, it is. You do that back in the hospital.
Totally not knowing that Artemis is starting.
Yep.
Shit.
What do the three of
Okay,
you do?
Louis Riel.
Yeah.
A joke that only me and Kevin get.
I don't know. I think Louis isn't he internationally famous?
No, I
The,
don't think so.
the failed Canadian rebellion.
Crickets.
I
Never mind. Then.
Crickets.
Different show.
probably learned about it.
Different show.
I
Never mind, let's
have-
do that. Yeah. All right.
Foisted most of my education out the window.
Well, it happened just prior to the Civil War, so I'm not surprised they don't know anything about it. They have more important things to complain about.
That's right. But
Canada isn't real.
according
Yeah.
to chat, we're birds. Yeah, we're not real.
Geese.
It's the only thing that makes any sense. We're all Canada geese. That way, we're not real on multiple levels. Anyway, back to this.
Oh, I'm trying to get them off the lawns. Don't talk
Oh,
to me about
no.
Canada geese. They
Yeah.
are the plague of
Oh.
my area.
Or-
This North Narnia.
And they've stopped migrating.
Yes, they
You
have.
mean like the
Pests?
turkeys in my
because
area?
it doesn't get cold enough for them to have to leave anymore. So, yeah, they stay.
Well, no, they stopped migrating from where we are.
Yes.
They were supposed to go through twice a year.
Yes.
And they don't. They
Nope.
just stay.
Yes.
And they've a mess. And I'm sorry.
Yes. So I'm going to argue that that's
Italy.
evolution. They finally went, why do we keep going from there to there? And why don't we just live in the fucking middle? Yes.
Yes, I mean, sorry.
Figured
Blame
it out.
Canada.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get you back to this. The three of you in the operating room.
Back
Yes.
to Italy.
Yes.
Once Sid is awake again, Delilah's gonna keep, monitoring his pain levels and stuff, and make sure that he has the right dosages of painkillers. And between check-ins, she's going to be reloading her med kit, taking things that she doesn't have or hasn't had access to, because she has the natural stuff right now, but she hasn't had
Oh, yeah.
the advanced stuff
Oh, yeah.
in a month or two.
Yep.
So she's grabbing that. She's basically creating her ideal ultimate med kit.
Yep.
Essentially.
Oh, yeah.
So
You could
that is
take-
what is going on there.
Yeah. Perfect.
You
yeah.
need
You can take
anything that's
more
not
than
in the room?
What?
Do you need anything not in the room?
Not really.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, she's thinking, and she's like, if you could find him some food, he won't be ready to move for a while.
Okay. Is there a standard way to ask for it in hospitals?
I mean, you seemed like you had a handle on it. Back
I have to know what to ask for.
Sid?
Okay, but he's not gonna need a liquid diet or anything. He's gonna need a regular diet.
No, just a peanut
Okay.
butter and jelly sandwich or something.
Okay.
I could go for a beer.
You're not gonna get that in a hospital, my friend. Not
No.
gonna happen.
How about juice?
They're people pleasers, so they might get you a
So, Allegra levers herself up,
Mhm.
sort of steps out, and says that we require a standard meal, juice, a water pitcher.
One of them claps
Get
their
to it.
one
Get
of them
to it. The patient needs the sustenance. He's not going anywhere for a little while.
one of them claps their hands and says, "To the restaurant, get a palanquin." And a group
No-
of them run outside.
Yeah. No dietary restrictions.
Very good. And a palanquin comes running up the stairs and in. This is blue and gold, but it's got a little red cross on the side.
like a little ambulance.
Yep.
And the runners go, wee, wee, and there's somebody on it.
Only if it's an emergency. But yeah.
Or if they're at an intersection.
Yes. So they come into the room. The door is opened, and
No, they don't come into the room.
Oh,
do
they
not come into the
intended to
room.
come into the room, so they stop
And
outside and open the door.
Allegra's- Yep, Allegra's standing outside. So are they bringing the meal here?
No, we were taking you to
Oh,
the
they were going
restaurant.
to take him.
Yes,
No, the patient
No.
cannot be moved.
No, the
But you-
patient will not be moved.
but you said
They
they
haven't
needed to
gotten
eat.
it.
Yes,
They do
will
need to eat.
here.
To the
They will-
restaurant.
Fetch the
No.
food and bring it here while the patient recovers. He is severely injured. Are you slow of understanding or what? Go get the food and bring it here.
I don't know how to do that.
You get the food, you put it on your little cart thing,
Uh-huh.
and you port it here. And then when he is done, you put the plates and things, utensils and things back on it, and you port it back over to the restaurant. Now move!
Ah!
We call it Uber Eats.
We
and
call it Goober Eats.
and the palanquin stays there because they're confused. The person you yelled at runs outside, but you see them sort of run outside and then sort of run out of energy. They're looking at the restaurant. They're looking inside. They're having a really hard time processing somebody wanting to eat that isn't in the restaurant.
Jesus.
I'll
Delilah decides that she will go get food.
Ooh.
So she turns
okay. You
to
can go get
Allegra.
food. I will guard the door.
Yes.
Okay.
She turns to Allegra and says, "Do not let them in here."
No, of course not. Although on the plus
Okay.
side, I could go. It's not like people need to walk. Well, some people need to walk, but it's not like I need to walk here. They seem.
Yes, but do you have a knife? And then she like holds up her scalpel.
No, I don't have that. I'll guard the door.
Okay. Are you taking the Delilah? Are you taking the palanquin or are you walking?
Take the palanquin.
She's
You're all beat up. You're beat up enough to justify it for sure.
yeah, she is still really beat up.
Besides, it's
Um,
apparently your day, so you get to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, sure. She'll
Also
take
applies, appeals to her ego. It's still there.
Yeah.
she'll take the
Uncomfortably
medical
so.
Yeah.
palanquin.
Okay. And so down the stairs, and you tell them to take you to the restaurant.
Restaurant, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the order. That's the way the circle goes. So they take you from the spa to the restaurant. By the time you get there, there's somebody dressed as a chef, but there's no way they're cooking because they're perfectly clean. And as you pull up, they run down to the door and give you a little bow, like just because it's only the window that they can see you in, so it's only a little bow.
Mhm.
As what can we prepare for you?
I spit out some like moderately
beer.
fancy kind of like nothing that would require too much knife and fork action, but
Yeah.
like a grilled cheese and with like a fancy grilled cheese like this like really nice cheese, like an
Mhm.
Italian cheese.
Oh yes, yeah.
And like a and
Grilled
like
parm.
yeah, and like a nice mocktail.
That's so rude.
You're
But
giving an Englishman a mocktail. Oh, you better hope your ancestors like you, girl.
No.
as you finish
I'm not
the
gonna give him a mocktail. I was joking.
as you
um,
finish the order. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Low alcohol level beer. He did want beer, but
Yep.
she's not gonna like get him drunk.
They do the thing, and one of their peons runs inside. Your palanquin sort of pulls out of order, and the rest of them sort of, because the rest of them pull up. Everybody goes inside. It buggers off, right?
Welcome to Lim Donald's. Can I take your order?
Couple minutes later,
McLendals.
they come back out with like a blue and gold cloche or a blue and gold plate. They pull it to the side with great flair, and there is a grilled cheese sandwich origamied into the shape of a swan, laying on a bed of fries, like a nest, and beside it a fluted glass. A proper glass that goes like that, and then like that, a
Mhm.
proper beer glass that lets like you see in the Stella ads, except for real beer. Anyway, you see one of those on the tray as well, and then they cover it again to keep the temperatures correct, and ceremoniously hand it to a peon who stands beside the palanquin with it. And as soon as they get it, the palanquin starts to move, and they jog along beside you.
Good lord.
They go all the way to the hotel because you always go around the triangle. So they go all the way to the hotel, stop there for a second, and then go all the way back to the spa.
The 2
Okay,
seconds
well,
it
I-
need to make a stop.
Yep. It's like a ski lift. It just
Um,
slows down at every stop.
Yeah. So Delilah takes so when they get back to the spa,
Yep.
Delilah will just take the food from the peon and she's like, "Thank you. I don't need any more help." And then she's going to bring it to Sid personally because she
Yep.
is just so sus of all of these people.
At a respectable distance, you see two of them following you with rags in case you spill.
And they do not get past Allegra.
Yes.
she goes
No.
over,
Oh no
it's
no
like-
no.
Absolutely not.
That 3 meter that 5 meter thing is just like boing. They get to the line. It's like, oh, responsibility ends here. We're good.
And Allegra nods approvingly.
Yes.
And Delilah will pull a one of those like adjustable
Yep.
tables that
Oh, yeah.
doctors have
Yep.
over and crank it up to Sid's like chest height where he's
Mhm.
like propped up a little bit and set the food down, take the cloche off unceremoniously because
Yeah.
what the fuck.
It's
Yeah.
your day. You don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
And she's gonna go, "I would suggest eating the head first."
Is that a bird?
I think so.
And chips, a goose and chips, a parmesan
Goose and chips.
goose and chips
It's like a 3-cheese grilled cheese
Yep.
with
wings and a beak.
chips.
Yep.
And,
Mhm.
well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
And for absolutely no reason at all, one sprig of parsley, just because
Always.
always. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not for no reason at all. It's incredible breath freshener. Never mind.
Yeah, Sid sort of motions as he's eating for Delilah if she wants some fries. He's like,
Delilah will take a couple fries and just kind of chew frustratedly.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm
Like,
not sure which
"Mm."
town is worse, Delilah, to be perfectly honest. I'm starting to think maybe we should have gone back with Coas and Tomas and figure out how to dig Florence out.
Turns out Florence wasn't so bad.
Right?
With the inherent necrophilia in the system. Anyway.
So we've gotten your
Those little
medical...
towns in the country didn't seem so bad. This is, I hate this.
This is something.
This is ridiculous. I mean,
So-
granted, Florence did kind of implode on itself, so logically it's not surprising that other towns have imploded on themselves. But God!
So you got your medical kit restocked.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to take food, though. Do we want to demand
Forced
that they
them
load up
to
a
let
hamper?
us have food.
Load up a hamper like for a picnic?
I would be perfectly content with getting the hell out of this bloody place before sundown, if we're able.
I imagine there's got to be another town down the road. This place is horrid. Wait, where's Artemis?
Well, while I was about to ask while you were out, did you see where she went?
We kind of just left her at the car.
Sid looks to Delilah. We lost to Damasi again.
Oh god damn it. Well, if she finds out what this place is like, she'll probably be starting a revolution or something.
I think she, based on her reaction at the car,
She did not seem pleased.
no, she did
I mean,
not.
I don't think any of us were.
Can you blame her?
So how?
No,
If
no, I cannot.
if if Sid needs to be here to recover for a while, and Sid wants to get out of here before night, because, yeah, I don't think they're going to let us be here 2 days. They keep saying your day. Singular.
They did say don't stay more than 14 days. Is that like when you get inducted into society or something?
Starting to wonder.
I don't know, but is it going to be possible to move Sid out?
I'm tougher than I look.
Very,
As long as I
very
don't.
carefully.
One of the palanquins to...
If we can convince them to take us to the car, which we should be able to given their penchant for following orders. My concern is getting the car out of the city.
Speaking of the car,
That
you
might
look
be a
out.
point.
You look out the window right now because I just thought of this. The car, they've been out there for hours. The boys, like well over an hour with the car in the middle of this city. As you look out, the two of them are standing up in the back seat, pointing things at the blue and gold people around them. And every once in a while, you see a big of steam as one of them tries to approach the vehicle.
Oh,
Did
Shall
say
I...
no electricity.
Yes, that's not electricity, so... Yeah. Shall I request a palanquin or two then? Do you think?
is the one that I was in still there?
Yep, absolutely. It's waiting outside. It's being cleaned.
It smells
Okay.
like fast food.
Yeah.
Are
It's
we
been
gonna
cleaned
let
and
them
aired
in
out, so yeah.
here to load him up?
Delilah's just gonna be like, Delilah's gonna stick her
Wait.
arm out the door
Yeah.
and snap
Yeah.
and call a guy over and be like, we need the cot, and then just close the door again.
Yep. The double doors open, a palanquin comes in, the regular doors open, and then it's like an extra fold. It's like dunk, 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 and you see that it's designed to slide a stretcher into. So even if you hurt yourself on your day, you still get to finish your day.
Yeah. So we will I think Delilah will set up a stretcher
Yeah.
in the cart first,
Okay.
then gently help Sid take like 5 steps over to
Absolutely.
the stretcher.
Yep.
And I think Sid tries to tough guy it
Yeah.
for the first for the first step, and he's like, "Oh bollocks!
Yeah.
No, those aren't quite healed yet."
Especially the few that just got
Yeah.
rebroken.
Yeah.
But you are all strapped up and taped up because unfortunately that's all you can do for ribs. So he's down to 2 of 4. Yeah, he was at 3 up until a minute ago. Yes, so yes.
And if you hit 4, you die. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
for context.
Yes.
For context.
Yes.
So 3 is really bad.
Effed all the way up. Yes. Yeah, mummy levels of bandages, absolutely. It looks bulletproof at this point.
Yeah.
So
He's got a plastered jacket.
yeah. So the 3 of you, I'm presuming,
Keep posing down.
Sid
the hall.
inside the palanquin. The other 2, are you riding or walking, or what is your choice?
I'm riding in the palanquin with him
With
as
Sid?
his
Okay.
attending physician.
Makes
I
sense.
wish a separate one because I do not wish to be crowded.
But of course, the second one is pulled up for you, and your throne is
And-
also awaiting.
And array my skirts.
Yes, your throne is now part of the entourage that goes with the palanquin, and they form the throne because you've approved of it before, and offer
Very
it to
nice.
you to carry you to your palanquin.
Very nice.
Yep. The 3 of you pass down the stairs and head outside, and you see Verite and Stefano standing in the back seat of the car. Verite's got a blue and gold hat on. Stefano's got the jacket 3/4 of the way buttoned up, but that's it. And they're holding off a herd, a flock, a whole like a ravenous horde of people standing around the car with rags and cleaning solution.
Oh my god.
They won't stop. They won't listen. Stefano said, can I, and he's
No.
looking at you guys. Oh, okay. In that case, and he fires his steam again. Quit cleaning! cleaning it. It doesn't need cleaning.
They're kind of steam cleaning it anyways.
Yes, yeah, kind of, yeah.
So Delilah will hop out and pull the hammock out again.
The second you arrive, they
And-
all back off because you're not wearing blue and gold.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say,
And I'll stare
"Boys,
down
take
anyone who's
that
slow about it.
garbage off," and then
Or are
no,
they
not
wearing?
garbage, but like take
Like, one's got the hat, one's got a
Yeah.
yeah, take that nonsense off, and then she
Don't
will
like
again
hats.
help Sid. She will help Sid into the hammock.
Get into the car. The rest of you, the other two of you, do you jump in the car? And where do you go without Artemis? Exactly.
And I think I will be in the back with Sid,
Fair.
so that if we
Yeah.
get Artemis, we can just get her quickly in and head
Yeah.
out.
So that means Delilah's
think-
driving and the boys are in the back riding shotgun.
Yeah, basically. So Delilah
Boom
is gonna
shotgun.
start like she has a hunch that Artemis would not have gone to the hotel or the restaurant.
After such a lovely time at the last one.
She kind of so she does kind of follow the idea of that comment that she made like stuck in her head, and it was a joke, and I'm trying not to make this sound metagamey, but like Artemis, we know that Artemis is like going a little nuts, and
Yep.
we know that this place would trigger her.
Mhm.
So like she would at least want to find like a piece, like a place of peace and quiet.
Yep.
You
Um,
know that
So-
since the first day you guys met her that she was an unstable human
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
I-
She's a
So
technophobe,
so
like that
she's
comes with
gonna
the
I'm
territory.
going to
she's
hum.
going to well, can I finish?
Go ahead.
Delilah is going to sort of entertain that thought she had that like maybe Artemis would try to start a rebellion and like look for like
For
like
fires.
jokingly humble abodes.
Mm-hmm.
Be like
Yeah.
just somewhere where Artemis could like not be, or could be like feral and not get like swarmed by these people.
Yeah, fair enough. So you're looking around and trying to find something. It is, especially in this area, it is absolutely sort of flat as far as that goes. There's nothing here that isn't blue and gold. Allegra, what were you?
So Allegra is singing and looking for the discordance.
Okay.
And when she finds the
Sid?
discordance,
Yes.
Sid-
where it doesn't quite sync up,
Yeah.
she says taps Delilah on the shoulder and points that way.
Okay.
Sid looks to one of the peons and he's like, "The scary woman with the rifle. Where'd she go?"
There's
The three different methods.
there's a bow and they sort of general same direction as Allegra just said.
Delilah will just turn the car.
So yeah.
Um,
So you didn't see
She has
what you're looking
questions, but she
for, but
won't.
yeah, you didn't see what you're
Yeah.
looking for, but you're getting directions that seem reasonable. So
yeah.
yeah,
But Delilah is like, "How do you know this?" to Allegra.
She doesn't harmonize with this city.
Okay,
She
I'll unpack
harmonizes-
that later.
She harmonizes with you guys, not with the city. Over
She's a
there.
pipe.
All right.
She's a pipe and the pressure's off. I get it. Pressure's
by
We'll
way too
unpack that
bloody
later.
tight. Pressure's
And
way
she
too tight.
just she'll steer the car in the direction and
heading in that
follow
direction.
what Allegra says.
Okay. Artemis,
Yes.
you've been going for well over an hour with this person now. You've got a plan. You know, you've talked them through all the famous sort of revolutions in history. What does work? What doesn't work?
Mhm. And I think she also got like a, okay, so who is the upper ups that are like, making these like rules? Because like obviously if it was just the people who were miserable under it, it wouldn't be
Well, here's
making them miserable.
perfect, because here's the part that is going to make this difficult. It takes a
Uh-huh.
long time to get this information. There is no government. There's no mayor, there's no politics. I mean, it is a democracy, so to speak, but you only get to vote if it's your day. So everybody always votes to continue the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get 26 days off a year. It's basically like holidays, except all spread out. Every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you get 1 day of being treated like an absolute royal. And to pay for that, you spend 13 days treating other people like royals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
And-
out every month. I thought it was out of the year.
Every 14 days, yeah, you get 1 day. So every 2 weeks. So 26 times a year, you get 1 day.
Okay.
I think she would have spent a good chunk of time not trying to say this is how you should be doing it, but more like, okay, if you want things to change, first of all, disrupt the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's gonna suck. Like, she's not saying like, oh, it's not gonna be, there might have to be some talking with other people and making sacrifices and shit, but don't play along. First of all, just small things. And trying to create this like sense of this undercurrent of, if you upset enough of the equilibrium, you can make changes.
You're making the points. They're having a hard time getting it. They've only been
Mhm.
here for a while, so they understand that this isn't the only way that the world works. But they're having a hard time remembering, because even the limited time that they've been here,
It's kind of like the fair with like the time.
yeah, and they keep coming
bubble.
back to this. But what about my 26 days? Those are really nice days. And at the end of an hour and a bit, they're starting to talk themselves out of this revolution.
Why does this town make you miserable?
Because
We'll kind of go back to square one.
because 13 days out of 14, I have to smile and pretend I love everybody.
Yeah. And yeah, the time off is nice. But don't you just want to be able to be who you are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Not have to wear the blue and gold.
There's an
Not have to
actual shudder at the thought of not
be
wearing
a robot.
another shudder.
Yeah, it might be harder. You might not get as much time off if you make changes, but you probably would feel infinitely more free.
And that on free, there's a third shudder, and they shove themselves back from the table. The chair goes flying behind them and hits the wall. I can't! And they turn and bolt for the door.
She will get up slowly because she's not going to try and force something because they have to want it.
Yep.
She's not going to try to force something.
Yep.
But she has an idea, and it's a bad idea. Which is most of her ideas, honestly. And so like she would kind of, if the person wanted to run out or whatever, they could go, and she would write something down quick, just kind of like, the points of like, you could be yourself, you could be free, and like leaving it there.
Put it on the handkerchief. the inside of the Foursquare.
Mm. And she would put it somewhere where they would find it.
Yeah.
So maybe probably.
Well, you
in
guys have
Woodford.
been making notes for an hour, so yeah.
Yeah. And so she would just put it there, and she would then leave the house. And
As you do, if I may interrupt, as
Yeah.
you get to the door and you look out, in the middle of the street, your new friend, Tenezia, still in the blue and gold, but it's unbuttoned. There's no hat. They're unkempt. They're disheveled, hair askew. And everybody is staring at them.
she will go up and stand beside this person.
The three of you in the car come around the corner. You see a sort of circle of the blue and gold loosely around what you see inside. You can see Artemis because they're not in the blue and gold, but with this scruffy looking, trying to like put together this scruffy looking blue and gold in front of you.
And so is the car coming up then kind of among the crowd kind of around them?
Yep. As they become aware of you, they step aside. You are clearly, it's your day. So yeah. Stefano and Verite sitting in the back seat with their steam guns, just watching.
And Allegra is going to, sort of out the window, the person closest. What are you staring at? Get back to your own tasks.
And they just run away. You see them like they're literally around the corner of the building and hide. They don't have a task, but you told them to go away, so they've gone.
Kindly fuck off.
Yes, yeah.
And
At that
do
moment,
any others sort of follow them, or?
there's a space sort of opens up for the vehicle to pass through for sure. Anyone who was in earshot anybody who had to admit that they were in earshot has listened to you and left. But back to a bad idea in the process. Artemis, what was your plan when you get to the door? You see that, you step up, you do your thing, and you look up the street, and here comes the Orchid Mobile.
Here comes the Orchid Mobile.
Yeah.
She is going to kind of reach over to where like her bag is inside the car, and I've never specified entirely what's all in her bag, but I'm like, would she
Narrative
have
convenience.
paint?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah,
You're an
'cause, like,
artist, of course you have
yeah,
paint.
she's an artist, so yeah, for some reason I'm picturing spray paint, but it can just be regular paint. And it's gonna be this like neon green color.
Wow.
We going full PETA here?
And she is going to start walking towards the center of town.
Okay.
Oh,
With your
shuck.
paint.
Yep, with the paint. And her gun. And
Paintballs.
the plan is she is going to, because you said it was like a circle with the there's like a triangle of the three main buildings.
Exactly. So there's the circle just inside the wall, then there's a gap, and then there's the triangle of the three buildings in the middle.
And so on the ground, kind of where there's the blue and gold on the ground, she's gonna start writing out some of these things that they had been talking about in the house in the spray paint on the ground, really big.
Absolutely. Yep. I've seen the Monty Python scene of writing Romans Go Home correctly on the wall 100 times. But
Yep.
You start with that. The other three of you see Artemis on a mission walk past you, green paint in hand, and
like she puts the whole like mask up, and she didn't say anything. She just
Sid looks to Verite and Stefano. You happen to have a third one of those? We might need them.
And with that, we will drop the curtain on tonight.
We haven't even spent a night here this time.
Nope. Nope. Not even
We're
one
not
night.
going to if we can
Nope.
help it.
At this rate.
It's gonna be a flea at this point, pretty damn quick. But
Oh, you left Artemis alone.
yes, we did. I love it.
This is a reminder. Maggie Medicine.
Somebody's turn.
I didn't know that they had an alarm set
It's all good.
for.
This is a reminder. Maggie Medicine.
Let me go turn that off.
Sure. Yep.
This is a reminder. Sacrifice a goat.
Dax.
Start a
Sucks.
rebellion.
Yeah, start a rebellion.
So-
Allegra actually recognizes what she's seeing here.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yep. That's
I
fair.
don't know what I can do to help, but I will help.
Absolutely fair. Yeah, we're gonna roll
Shut
back
up,
into
Kelsey.
the. We're gonna roll back into shattering their little world next week.
Yes.
But I want to quickly note, it's called Lemville. I told you guys before the stream started, based on an author, Stanislaw Lem, who wrote a series of what can generally be described as scathing science fiction. His Lemville is very similar to the, I mean, it wasn't called Lemville, but he built a city that is very, very similar to this. And a lot of people read the story and didn't get it. That's him talking about America in yet another way. How it's all worth that 3 weeks every year. You're willing to do anything for 49 weeks out of the year so you get that 3 weeks of being treated nice.
So we have the fair. We now have
Yep.
Lemville.
Yep. Mhm.
And we're destroying every single one of them.
Art imitating life, imitating
Yeah,
art.
yes. Mhm. I told you that there was something to
What
learn in
art
every one of
does.
these places. But it's time for the thank yous because tonight was bent. Tonight was, I mean, as weird as the fair was, I think this place was actually weirder. So I want to thank my players for trusting me and going along with me on these. So thank you very, very much as you're listening to see if the creatures have done terrible things. Wayward Knight, thank you. Thank you
Blue and
very much.
yellow.
The Thunderscape 7 to Chorus Sophia and to Bison _ Stonefist. Thank you all for playing this wild game with me. Thank you to the people at Necrobiotic because we did weird things to your game, but it's really turning into an interesting. I love the system, I love the mechanics, and I am finally figuring out how the magic works. So that's good. But several more thank yous left to go. Anybody watching this live, thank you in chat. I see you, I saw you, and appreciate every second of it. And also to the people watching the VOD, I see those numbers pop up every morning. I check them, so thank you for that too. If you watched on YouTube all the way to here, we're going to presume you liked it. Please hit the like button as you do, and hit those other buttons so you know when we post stuff. But other than that, tonight was draining in a very different way. So I'm going to get to the end as quickly here as I can with the important bit. Until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.